Proposed Anioma State, Okowa, Nwoko rivalry fuels division among stakeholders. Chief, it's very important that you are here. I'd love you to give us, fleshing this out for us, especially to Nigerians who might not understand what's happening between these two big stakeholders.
I don't think there's anything happening. Let me use that word.
Really?
Yes.
And we have it that there's rivalry here.
Well,
between both of them.
No, I don't think people have their different opinions. For me, I've not felt that yet. You know, do we want Anioma State? Yes. It's the way the senator going about it the right way. I can't say yes.
So how is he going?
No. The point is that you
you
can't create Anioma State without consulting properly with the critical stakeholders within the region. For instance, I'm from Okowa East. I'm from Okowa Nation. I'm an Ndoshim man. As the senator come to talk to my people, the answer is no.
So
it's important. It's important you understand this, that my constituency has supported the economy of this country since the inception of this country. We have the largest gas deposit as far as Africa is concerned. The power plant supplying even Abuja is from my backyard. So you can't be talking about the creation of Anioma State and then you think you can't come to talk to my people. That is ridiculous reasoning.
Must he have to do that, knowing that it's for the good? Because you said that it's okay.
You want to create a state.
Yes.
I'm not against it.
Yes.
You want me to be part of a state you want to create, and you don't even seek my opinion. You don't even know how I feel about it. Since I'm not done that way. So if the former governor is not comfortable with the way he's going about his business, I think I support the former governor. He must learn to have some respect and respect control authorities. You saw what he did to my governor. That is completely unethical. You don't come and you begin to insult the governor of a state as if it's your baby. You don't do that. That is completely wrong. So as a senator, you must show some level of decorum, respect control authorities. If the former governor did not give you the platform, you wouldn't be a senator. So you don't say because you're a senator today, you don't have respect for people. You need to respect people. You need to come and talk to people. People like us knew what we went through to make him a senator. He can't come to my face and talk rubbish. In the last election, there's nobody from my constituency that would not tell you the role I played to ensure that every member of the PDP then, were elected into power. So Senator Nwoko should begin to respect those foundations, because if he's going back to the Senate, he still needs them. So what I'm saying is that, to the best of my knowledge, I have not heard the former governor say that I'm having issues with Senator Nwoko. He has not told anybody that I has issues with Senator Nwoko. But if he has, with the way Nwoko is going, with reckless abandon, then I think I will support the former governor. Because even to my constituency, he has insulted us. He has not carried us effectively. We saw the sham in Akwa Ibom in the last, the Southside hearing on state creation and the constitutional amendment.
Yes.
Were we properly consulted? Do we have people that wanted to represent us? So is that how you're going to lead us as a senator into a new state? We are not holding anything against the creation of a new state. Okay. But we want to be properly, carried along so we can look at the alliance we're going into to say, oh yeah, this alliance favors us or it doesn't favor us. And areas that are not going to be comfortable, to us, we can say, okay, these areas are not okay by us. And that is where I'm standing. I don't have anything against him, but he has to do things properly. That's what I'm saying.
Very true.
Yes.
Peters, let's even look at the intention of creating the states in the first place. Is it even needed? Is it necessary at this point? The Delta State, the Human Development Index in Delta State is below par. Doctor to patient ratio is below par. Now, if the state cannot even manage what it has, how much do you think creating another state would even solve the problem?
Okay, thank you. I think a very fantastic question. You see, when it comes to issue of state creation, it's a very tough one because a whole lot of things go inside it. I think for this particular one, if you look at Nigeria of today, the Northeast has 6 states, the Northwest 6 states, Southwest 6 states, South 6 states.
Southeast.
It's only the Southeast that has 5.
Yes, and they said that hopefully if they create Anioma State, they will have it joined to the 5 Southeast states.
I think the proposition is to join this Anioma together with the Southeast so that everything is balanced. So that our viewers know exactly why this Anioma is making the news almost every time, and why Nwoko is critical about it. So, but for states in Nigeria, what has been their contribution to the center? We all saw the VAT statistics. How many states were contributing? How many states were doing well? You find out that in almost all the regions, maybe you can pick one state. For example, now, if you look at the Southwest, maybe you can pick a Lagos and saying that, okay, this state is doing well. It can stand on its own. By the time you go to South, you can pick a River State and say, River State can stand on its own too. By the time you go to the Northwest, you can pick Kano and say Kano maybe can stand on its own. By the time you go to the Northeast, I don't know any state in that Northeast because most of them are facing insecurity issues. I don't know which states to pick in that Northeast, whether Adamawa or Bauchi, I don't know. But by the time you go to the North Central, which state there? Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa.
They're also being ravaged by insecurity.
Yes.
So I can tell you very well that most of these states are not viable. Creating another state, number one, the problem you will face is unless you run a situation whereby these states are independent through federalism, whereby they can tap their resources from their ground and use it to run that state. That is when you can say, because the present structure, no governor will allow his assembly to pass a bill saying that you want to create another state from her, because it's just like I am collecting 100 billion from Bola Tinubu from the center, and now you want a state out of me. I'll now be collecting 50.
Just like the LCDAs in Lagos State.
The states will now be collecting another 50. Of course, you reduce my income. So most of them are against that state creation because it affects their own revenue. So for me, I think the agenda of state creation for this Anioma, for balance, I think I agree. But for other states, I think we should just maintain what we have. Drive these states. Let's see what this tax reform, whether it will be able to make all these states to be able to work and generate some income before we start thinking of splitting these states again. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't see the value. Politicians just want more power so that by the time they share the Anioma State, Chief Tony can be a governor. The way some people are in Delta, by the time they share Niger State, another person wants to be governor here. So the people running after most of these states are running after them just because
selfish interest,
personal political positions,
so
and not because those states are going to do miracle for the citizens of those states.
Besides that, sorry, before you proceed, besides that, when you are even talking about the Anioma, I don't have anything against whether Anioma is going to be part of the southeastern states. But you see, there are things that need to be properly defined, and that's why the way my senator is going about the whole thing, it drives me crazy. People say Delta Igbo. There's nothing like Delta Igbo. We have to be realistic.
So what is it?
I'm an Ndosumilio man. I have my distinct language.
Which is?
The Ika man is there. He has a distinct language. The Anyocha man, the Anyocha Oshimili man has their distinct language.
Is it a language or a dialect?
No, your dialect.
Because it's very important with the
we have a different.
An Igbo man
has a dialect.
Has a dialect.
Yes.
You can't understand.
Yes, you can't understand what I'm saying.
What Chief is saying?
Yes.
What Chief is saying is critical.
Yes.
I've met people.
So you can't come.
Who would rather remain a South man.
Yes.
Than join the Southeast.
So what I'm saying is that you can't lump me. Yes. You cannot lump me. Yes. Into the South and call me a Delta Igbo man. That is wrong. First of all, so my ethnic nationality. See, my ethnic nationality must be respected. The Ika ethnic nationality must be respected. The Anyocha ethnic nationality must be respected. These are distinct dialects that the Igbo man cannot hear if we speak.
They can hear, but not so very
See,
well.
the Igbo man calls oil mano. We call it Ofigbo. How do you reply? They call rabbit Ewi. We call it Ofito.
But your name is Amici.
No, see, people can answer. Yes. See, you have Spanish, you have Latin, you have French. They answer similar name. Are they the same thing? Are they the same? Are they the same people? So let us not go there. Name means nothing.
So I think
so the anger now.
Yes. So if what I'm saying,
what is happening in Delta
yes,
is also happening in Rivers.
Yes. If sorry my brother, this affects me. No. See, this affects me critically.
Yes.
I don't have any problem that we want Anioma that is going to be carved into the southeast.
Okay.
But I want that marriage to be properly defined.
Oh, okay, very well.
I don't want to go into a marriage where somebody is going to come tomorrow to intimidate me and tell me that I'm inferior. No, that's not going to happen.
Oh.
And by
if
that's not just the fear.
Yes.
I want to be recognized. People should be proud of where they come from.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether we're a minority or not. I'm a proud Ndosimili Ukwani man. Anytime, any day. And I will defend our identity. I can't come and tell you I'm Delta Igbo. Who does that? To deny myself of my citizenship, dialect, and ethnic nationality, that won't happen. So I'm not against the state creation, but let us have a proper dialogue, going forward. That is where I stand in. And there was something you said earlier on that I want to beg to disagree. This is my state, When you talk about the gap between the doctors, the patients, and the rest of them in terms of healthcare, my governor is investing heavily into healthcare, and these are beginning to manifest. That times they see it clearly. We understand that there's a lot of gap, a lot of work needs to be done, no doubt about that. But the approach of this government with the Moon agenda, tends to touch every facet, from infrastructure to security to healthcare to human capital development. We are seeing that manifest. So, and I would want you to come to Delta to see for yourself. If you look at what we are doing in infrastructure, I don't think there's any state in this country today that is doing that, apart from Lagos that have the federal presence. If you take away the federal presence in Lagos, I don't think in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria today that there's any state that will come and compete with Delta State.
How about security?
We are doing very, very well in security.
Because Delta State most recently is making headline news for security. Don't swallow everything you hear hook, line, and sinker. Okay. It's just like when I see travel advisory from the United States government, it is laughable. The number of persons that dies in the United States every day is not even up to 1/10 of people that dies in the entire Nigeria every day. But here they paint Nigeria black. They tell, don't go there, it's not safe. Do you know how many people, gang-related problem, crisis and all of that, criminality and all of that they kill in America? So I'm against that. Let me remind you something. When my governor was sworn in 2023, shortly after I was sworn in, I was trying to build a relationship with the U.S. commercial consulate to see on how we can align investment ideas and benefit my state. And then the next thing, there was a bolo that was issued out that people should not travel to Delta State. Delta State was the safest state in Nigeria at that time. We don't have kidnapping, we don't have anything. That really angered me. So one of the investors that I was touting, whose investment is now beginning to take shape in Delta State, I invited them from the United States. I said, don't worry, I will be responsible for your security. They came. We even went as far as to Brutu. We traveled from Warri to Brutu for almost 1 hour by speedboat and all of that. Went around Delta State. And then he went back to his group. The man I'm talking about happened to be one of the members of the advisory council to Bush, Obama, and even the Trump first tenure. So you can imagine the level where he is. There are 15 members, advisory council to the government on investment and economy in the United States. And then he started telling his people that the story we had is not true, that Delta State is a good place to do business. I'm beginning to disabuse their mind. So sometimes we hear these things on the pages of the newspaper. I am not saying there's no insecurity. Okay. There's insecurity everywhere in the world. But to single out Delta State that we have issues is something that I think is a pure lie. Right. So I live in Delta State and I move freely. And sometimes, in recent times, to buttress what I'm saying, I said I'm shutting my house in Asaba down, which I did. And I'm staying in my village. I drive from my village to Asaba to come and work. And sometimes I leave Asaba by 9-10 p.m. going back to my village. The following morning I'm going to come back. So how many times have I been harassed on the road or attacked by criminals? Well, you're a chief.
No. So being a chief, you are immune to attack. Anyway, being a chief exposes you to kidnapping, because people believe that being a chief, you have money, they want to come and carry you. So that notion, I want you to disabuse that notion. Delta State, I can tell you, is the #1 foreign, direct investment destination in Nigeria today. We are peaceful. Our ease of doing business is top notch. Maybe some other time, if I come to your program, we'll begin to look at all these indices. In Ireland, we showcase that. We prove to the world that, look, we have what it takes to come and do business in Delta State. And anybody that is saying anything contrary to that is an enemy of Delta State.
Very, very, very true. And I think it's very so important that you clarified some of these things, because one of the biggest problems we've had with governance in Nigeria is lack of communication. Effective communication, so we can as well distill some of these things so Nigerians and those in the diaspora and equally foreign direct investment will see reasons to want to come invest in not just our sub-sovereign states but Nigeria in its entirety. We'll be right back. That is when we return. Delta government unveils Power Commission Rural Electricity Agency. It's still Enterprise Weekend. Please don't go anywhere.